I am ready, Bill.
Oh shit. All right, we're recording. All right, welcome back to Mostly Wizard. We are here to talk about the season finale of season two, Peacemaker. Um, Before we dive right into it, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe. We're a new channel, so we need all the likers and subscribers that we can get, and share it with your friends. Give us a
Yeah,
listen on the podcasts, on the YouTube, bookmark, all that stuff. How's it going, Nick? Before we dive in, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Yeah, comment on whatever you want to comment. We love the trolls. They're
Yeah.
fun. Feel
Tell
free to
us what
leave a
we're
comment.
doing wrong.
Yeah,
Like,
tell us what we're doing wrong. We love it. So, yeah,
all
I'm good,
right,
buddy.
so as we dive into this Halloween season, we were given season two of Peacemaker, which was I was so psyched for. Season two came. I was into it throughout the first half of the season. Second half of the season started not losing me a little bit, but I started critiquing it a little bit in my mind, around the Nazi reveal and all that. I liked it. I dug it. I saw where it was going. Once it was revealed, they kind of like pivoted from there, which was weird. The so I'll come out and say it. This finale I was not a huge fan of. Very disappointed in where the story went. Like I'm kind of we'll talk about it as we go, but like the Planet Salvation, like Salvation Run is whatever, cool. Yeah, that's the next phase, but like I wanted more from the Peacemaker show itself, like season one was very insular, very self-contained, and like had like even though you're talking about alien butterflies and shit, like you had this like cohesion throughout. It was the dad and all that. This season went way different. We didn't get a follow-up with the ghost dad that we were teased at the end of season one. They went a way different route. And
Wait, there was a ghost dad at the end of season one?
yeah, I remember he sees his dad and his dad's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be around for a while." So anyway, not to get sidetracked, but yeah, I
Oh,
want to hear your thoughts,
totally
Nick.
moving.
But before, just like my general thoughts are like this last episode was just so random, and it just kept like the stories were it was just all over the place, and nothing really got tied up. Just new things got introduced, which I appreciate. But yeah, episode seven was kind of the finale in like the tie a neat bow on
Right,
everything we had going on this season.
right,
But yeah,
right.
I'm looking forward to the future of the DC. It's just I was a little disappointed by this season, and
Yeah.
it was capped off by the finale. So, what do you think, Nick? You just got done watching it for the first time like 15 minutes ago, maybe. So,
Yeah.
what's your initial reaction?
Uh,
Reaction, excuse me.
so I mean, I agree with you. It's underwhelming. It's the start of just the setup. I mean, that's what I said about it before. This is just a setup season for something bigger. And you were right with what your description was saying about the second season. Like, the first one had, you know, direct story and cohesion, and you knew where it was going. And this one, there's literally like three different things going on, or you could cut the season up into like three different things.
Yeah,
It's like, um, the first part is, he's like mourning or something like that, and like he doesn't know what he wants to do and all this stuff. And like the second part is, him finding this, Nazi world. And like the third part is, well, not, he doesn't know it's a Nazi world, but like, the third part is like, him finding out it's like the Nazi world. And then just, you know, the finale where it's just like kind of a closed off thing where it's just, it's literally like its own little story. It's just like, okay,
yeah,
it's like, all right, well, they're searching around for worlds to make a prison planet, and he makes bail.
very
I didn't know he
conveniently.
could make bail. And then, they start some kind of, looks like a Argus type, place.
Checkmate. Yeah.
Yeah, checkmate. Which by the way, I was looking at their saying, making the world better. and it reminded me of Whalen Yutani's Making Better Worlds little saying there. But it's like, okay, so they start the thing there, and then all of a sudden, he gets grabbed and shoved through the to the prison planet, and it's just like, okay, like
Okay, that's where
here's
we're
season,
going.
yeah, here's comes season three. Like, all right,
But see, that's the thing is like there's apparently not gonna be a season three. Um,
there
like
better be. Like,
the
fuck.
next appearance, I don't think there's very likely not going to be. Like I think where the story's going is I don't know if there's gonna be a Salvation Run movie or something like that, but like essentially like what I've gathered, I've never heard of Planet Salvation. At
I
first
didn't
I was
either.
like, wait, is that gonna turn into like Savage Land? But I'm like, no, that's Marvel, isn't it?
It's
Savage
Marvel.
Land?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Yeah, yeah. But what was like the dinosaur land in either DC or
It's Savage Land in Antarctica
oh,
in
okay, okay.
Marvel. But that's in Marvel. I don't know about in DC, but
Right,
in
right.
Marvel.
So like that immediately that's what came to mind. That imagery of like John Cena riding a T-Rex. Like
Oh, that'd be so fucking cool.
it'll be dope, but like at the same time, it's like we've kind of already seen, we saw Boba Fett ride a Rancor. So like,
Right.
are we gonna see it in yeah, John Cena seeing Peacemaker ride a T-Rex is different, and I'm sure James Gunn would do it in a different way, but like is that where we're going with this? Are we just
Right.
doing the Boba Fett like let's play with all of our dump all of our toys out and play with them? That's kind of what this felt
A
like,
sandbox?
and so all that to say, I'm all in if that's what we're doing with the DCU. That's what Superman, the latest Superman movie felt like, a bunch of toys and playing with them. I'm all for that. But the tone that you set, that James Gunn set with season one of Peacemaker was so heartfelt and so like character driven. And like, I don't know, like this season was just different. It was very, very different.
I mean,
And
there was a lot of emotions and stuff. I mean, I definitely had some feels for sure.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, the breakup moment between Adebayo and her girlfriend slash wife, I guess. I didn't know they were actually
Right.
married. I thought they were just like together.
Right.
But that was like one of the best breakups I've ever seen on in a movie or TV. Um, just how they both like came to realize like, no, we need different things. Let's move on. It was very amicable and all that. So that
Right.
was really
Right.
cool. Like there was heart, definitely. But I guess what I'm saying is season one was just more narrow at like he
Here's
was
the bad
needing
guy.
he needed family and he found family. This season was he found an ideal family that ended up not being all it was cracked up to be, which I just don't think that thread really followed through. I think that's part of my struggle with the end of this season was
Well, it was Billy, it was like they set up to have like a season four and a season five, and then you have like a season three at the very, very end. Because it's like
yeah.
the very end, he gets tossed through the portal. So, okay, so that's got to be like where season three is going.
Or
Season-
Man of Tomorrow, which,
Right,
like
right, right,
from what
right.
we've heard leading up to this finale is that it's going to set up Man of Tomorrow. So like is Lex Luthor like we know uh shoot Flag we know Rick Flag Sr. is working with Lex Luthor and Mustache Man who's awesome and yeah all the people like that was so cool seeing their crew coming back together
Uh,
but like
I,
so like that's going to be a big player in Man of Tomorrow. Is Salvation World gonna come into play there, or is it just like maybe
right.
somewhere where either something gets unleashed or something gets sent to, like Lex Luthor at the end of Man of Tomorrow gets sentenced
Or
to,
Superman.
or Superman, does he get trapped there? And yeah.
Right.
What do you think,
Well,
Nick? Sorry, I'm
I
rambling.
mean, like, yeah, I mean, you're completely right, and it. I just kind of like felt like the setup with like the Nazi world was like, okay, yeah. I mean, then they pull him out and they she doesn't kill his brother, so he's obviously going to be like, some kind of supervillain later on, and possibly an invasion of a Nazi world, possibly an invasion of like other superheroes or something like
Yeah.
that. So that's kind of like this whole season was just like set up for like all this future stuff, and this season finale was very anticlimactic. The only thing I like, I mean, there's a couple things I like. All right, I want to go through 'em.
Yeah.
So, number one, I liked how Tim Meadows' character is totally not who, we think he is, and he ends up, on their team. He is making fun of that one agent at the like, when they're in the
QP.
what is it called? QVC or QVC?
Oh yeah, the
QVN?
QVC, the quantum
QVC?
unfolding
Right,
chamber. But
right,
yeah,
right.
QP was the nickname of the guy that he was making
Yeah,
fun of.
and he's just totally ripping on him, doesn't like care, but like that just kind of shows what his character is. Like he rips on you if he likes you, apparently.
Yeah.
Um,
We all know people like that.
yeah, and like so, he gets killed by those like the Candyland monsters. Um,
The
which
imps, yes.
I mean, like the Candyland. I mean, like, see, that's like another thing. It's like, okay, so look, you're looking for a place to send metahumans, so why not just pick an unlocked door and just who cares? Like,
Right. Why not
that's what
send
you
them?
care about. Like, or even like, or even this. If you're trying to get rid of them, I mean, like, you obviously don't care about their survival. So why are you even trying to put them anywhere? Why aren't you just executing them? Because like,
Right.
obviously you're sentencing them to death. Like, what's the whole point of that fucking shit? But so he gets his face eaten off by the Candyland monsters, and he's just super pissed, and like we saw before he had shown emotions about shit, and pushed back against Argus, and then he at the very end you see him on the team, which is great. I liked that turnaround. What else I liked was in the QVC. Is that what it is? The QVC. Uh,
QUC,
QUC,
quantum unfolding chamber,
the
QUC.
QVC, QVS. Like, what's the home shopping network name?
Yeah, QVC, I think.
QVC, right? Okay, so they're in there, and then they open one of the doors, and it's the door to a zombie world. I, Marvel's doppelganger to Marvel Zombies is deceased.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Deceased,
I've
but it's
heard of it,
really
yeah.
it's good. And I thought that was cool because they did a nod to that. I don't know if that's going to come into play because that would be cool. Like
I'm not a
freaking,
big zombie fan, but yeah,
I get it, I get it, I get it. But
I can
still,
see it.
like I liked how they did that because I was like, oh shit, he's getting bit. I was like, okay, so he's going to turn. Oh, this is Deceased universe. Okay, cool. Like that, I thought that was really fucking cool. What I didn't like was them like doing cocaine like right there on the consoles. It's like, what's the point of showing that?
Wait, are
Like,
you talking about this episode or last episode?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like when they were like all the agents were going through door to door getting like killed and shit like
Okay.
that.
Okay,
And
so yeah, I wanted to go back there. When you were talking a second ago, I was gonna jump in. Do you think Rick Flagg Sr. is operating under his own capacity? Because I think he might be under some type of mind control or something.
I don't think he's under mind control. I think he's just totally gone mental. I mean, maybe,
Because
but I think he's gone mental. I mean, you could be right, but like,
But like going along with what you're saying, like that's ridiculous for them to be like cheering and doing. I guess they were. I
right.
didn't see them doing blow, but that's even like goes along with what I'm saying. Like
Oh man,
I feel
they're
like,
shot. It was like the mustache guy and this other dude, and they're just like did a couple honkers and like they're just like "Yeah." And then
dude,
like a dude like
I feel
Otis
like
walks
Lex
by.
Luthor is doing some brain control thing, which like maybe he's already tapped into Brainiac technology, like. and that's being applied to Rick Flag because we know Rick Flag Sr. from Creature Commandos. He acted nothing like the
That's what
Rick
I'm
Flag Sr. in the
saying.
show.
That's
And
what I'm saying.
especially it was like capped off by this finale, his actions in that scene, the celebration scene. It just doesn't add up. And so like I feel like in Man of Tomorrow or something, we're gonna get a reveal like not that maybe he's mind controlled, maybe it's, a brainiac temple thing, like he's got these like invisible things on his head that controls him, or I don't know, like
I'm
it
trying to think
doesn't.
of I'm
That's
trying to
part
think
of
of
what I
people that
don't like
like do
about this
that.
finale is it just character wise it didn't add up. It didn't add up.
Right. I mean, like Rick Flag Sr., he is nothing like his character from Creature Commandos. But I'm trying to think if Creature Commandos was no, Creature Commandos was after Suicide Squad, and his son already died. And I mean, like he just wasn't acting like that. And now it's like he's just so gung ho on revenge against Peacemaker
But
and like metas altogether.
But there was
Um,
some arc to that throughout the season that didn't feel right at the end. Like, I don't know, maybe I missed something, but like it felt like he was building towards some sort of understanding or like growth. And
right.
then like to just turn heel at the very end, it felt off.
I
Because
agree.
like we saw him, he had a sex scene with the cyborg chick, and then he kind of like flirted with Harcourt and all that.
Right. That's what I
And
was
then
saying in that scene. I was like, dude, is he gonna slam her right now?
I
Like,
know that's he flipped a switch somewhere, and
I
maybe I
mean, like
missed
it was
something.
creepy. It was fucking creepy. And he was just like, "Oh yeah, you're my daughter's or my son's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah,
How you doing?" Like, I think he came up to behind her, was even massaging her like from behind or something like that. I was like, "Dude, what the fuck is going on right now?"
yeah, and
Like,
she did look strikingly similar to the cartoon version of the princess of
oh yeah,
whatever, not Sokovia, but
yeah, yeah. I
Baro
know.
was it Baravia?
I don't know.
No,
I don't
whatever.
know.
Anyway, yeah, really weird. I want to know more. It's really interesting for the future of the DC. This is all really interesting, but
Could they? I mean,
for Peacemaker as a show, just to like summarize my thoughts, like this just didn't work as like a Peacemaker season.
so hear me out, and this is not outlandish. So Starro was canon from the second Suicide Squad movie.
I mean,
We
kind of,
know
sort of.
that. What if, and I've seen this before, they've weaponized Starro, like cut a piece of Starro, like the body,
Yeah,
dead Starro, and used it, programmed it, and can like place it on anybody and use it to control.
yeah. I mean, something like that. Like, who would do that? Maybe like
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, would Brainy? I still keep thinking Brainiac has something to do with all this.
I mean, I don't think Brainiac has anything to do with their actions. I think that's somebody else. I think Brainiac is going to come into the twine here when they open up maybe a wrong door, or like it's like, because they're opening up like the signature of this door is open, Brainiac can like key in on the signal just like Dooms or not Doomsday, Apocalypse could. Um, that's what I think. I think it's like they're sending a signal out, like, hey, we're here, type of shit. Um, it's either that or they open up like the wrong door and, Brainiac, just like how they're trapping metas into like, this planet, maybe Brainiac's trapped on this other planet or something like that and like finally gets out. Something like that, maybe. I don't
But
know.
that's his introduction, right? I'm saying like he's already like meddling at some sort. Like I feel like there's something nefarious going on with this
Sure.
last episode. Like there was a major pivot, and I want to know why, Nick. I want to
I
know
mean, like
why.
it could be like Lex Luthor, because Lex Luthor's been opening up like portal doors for a long time. Maybe Lex Luthor found something, and he down like remember what's her name, the mechanical chick from Superman.
Yeah, the engineering.
she downloaded that whole Kryptonian computer. Maybe maybe she downloaded a piece of Brainiac and he's been running stuff from like, the shadows.
Yeah. I'm pulling up a couple images from Salvation Run, the short run of DC Comics, where it's essentially like a kind of my small understanding, Nick, is that it's kind of like the Void in what the MCU has set up. It's
Right.
but obviously we saw it more lush. There's some wildlife we heard in the background and stuff, but it's essentially a place where all the villains get sent um, one way or the other. I don't actually know how. Haven't read into this that much, but just wanted to kind of briefly click through some imagery. I know you're fresh off the episode. Nick, do you know anything about this?
I don't, man. Like I'm surprised I haven't seen any sort of like reimagining of this before.
Like, sounds pretty cool, right? A planet of villains that like can't get out, but maybe they eventually get out somehow.
Who's that on the far right there? Oh,
This,
that's like a Teen Titans villain.
yeah, like a lot of different villains in there. See, Mr. Freeze. Is that Clayface, the big clay guy?
Gotta be. Next to
Um,
Croc.
there it looks like the old version of the white version of Mr. Terrific from back in the day. Um, yeah, really cool stuff. Really like cool stuff as far as like what to expect in the future. Um, I could see some of this being a big part of Man of Tomorrow, but also I could see this being something that comes down the road as its own movie, like, Planet Salvation or whatever they call it, like that being its own movie, where it's sort of like this. Now that we've seen Suicide Squad, now that we've seen Thunderbolts in Marvel, like this is like what Marvel was never able to hasn't been able yet to do a Sinister Six movie. This would be the Sinister Six of the DC, that sort of thing. Where you have this rogues, you have a mixture of Batman, Superman, Flash, all these different villains coming together or, fighting vice versa, that sort of thing. Like, could be really cool in the next wave of DCU movies.
I just noticed your shirt, dude. I have that exact same shirt.
I know, I saw you wore this on one of our earlier streams.
We should collaborate and wear it at the same time.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Yeah, man.
Um,
What I thought was weird though was so the alien that is constantly seen in the QVC. So Harcourt, like sees it, but like somehow nobody else does, and nobody else like notices it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that about? Like
I think
they're literally walking in a line,
I
and
I think that was an editing thing. I don't th personally, I think that was just like she happened to be the one that noticed. It wasn't like a special connection sort of thing.
but there were people behind her.
Yeah, they were just busy. She was a photographer, so she was looking for things to photograph.
Man,
That's why she paid.
there's something about that.
I don't.
There's something about that.
It'd be cool if there was something about that, but I don't know. I didn't take it
I
like that.
I think that it's got like either I think it's because plus it also like set off an incinerator. Like how like
Yeah, see those.
oblivious do you have to be? I mean, I think it's got like maybe like a special power where it's like you can only see it if you're non-threatening to it.
I don't know. I think it's plausible to just be like, yeah, everybody saw that. She was just the only one that we got a close up of, like looking at it. It was just
Hmm.
an editing thing. In my opinion, you might be. That's where I was going with my next point. Is I don't think this is the last we've seen of the QUC. I
Oh no.
think, all of these 99 doors and, I saw in a, breakdown video in the comics, you zoom out from an aerial view and the planets are all arranged, kind of like how the doors are all arranged, like not necessarily in a circle, but they're all kind of like, celestial, like laid out like stars, a star map or whatever. So yeah, we'll be coming back here. I think these doors are gonna come back into play definitely for the Salvation run, whatever they do with that. Definitely for bringing in Brainiac, like we talked about. Maybe that's how I think he's gonna come from space somehow, but I think maybe it has to do with another portal door. Um, yeah, and the other thing that stuck out to me in the doors scene was the black hole door. So we know
Yeah.
that was a door that Lex Luthor was very interested in finding because that's where Bizarro Superman clone boy got sucked into in the
Right.
Superman movie. So that I see coming into play large, bigly in Man of Tomorrow, that black hole universe. So
Yeah, I mean, like it could be. It's just like, but if you think about like a black hole, like it's like, okay, just because you see another black hole doesn't mean the black hole that your buddy was sucked through came out through that black hole, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, sure. I think cinematically though, like in the language of cinema, like
Right,
we're meant to think like, oh, you see one black hole, you see another one, it's going to be the same one,
right,
unless
right,
they call it out specifically.
right.
So yeah, I don't know. Like there's something to that. I think, on the other side of that black hole, we have the cube world, whatever that world is called. I don't know. It's all silly. It's all fun. It's all action packed, but
I liked you know what I really liked though was the introduction to like kind of all this like hair metal bands.
yeah.
So
Dude,
like,
Foxy Shazam was the big cameo, and I know a lot of people are going to be pissed about that. And Nelson, the
yeah,
band,
Nelson.
another band, one hit wonder type of band. But for me, Foxy Shazam, I learned about 2 months ago at the beginning of this season. I've been listening to them. They're a legit band. They're legit, like they've been around early 2000s.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome to see them in the show. I was really happy when I was like, "Oh, that's the big cameo! Awesome! Like that's cool." So yeah,
Well,
you go on, Nick. Like the introduction to
I
this
was just
style of
gonna
music is awesome.
I was just gonna I was giving props because like I'm a big music fan. I mean, not particularly in hair metal, but like I appreciate good music when it's like good.
Yeah,
And when I thought of hair metal band, you know, eh, throughout my life, it was always just like the big hair metal bands, from the 80s and early 90s and stuff like that. And I didn't know that there was all these other hair metal bands, that were just super legit and did the tourings and they went around and they played. They did
the
their shit.
the real
They're
deal Spinal
the
Tap.
real
Yeah,
deal. Yeah, yeah, the real deal shit. And I thought it was a great way to I mean, all the music was good. Everything that's like I've heard and that you know these two seasons have introduced, I thought was great. And I thought it was pretty damn cool that they had the bands come in there like Nelson and Foxy Shazam and they had their scenes. I thought it was a good way for James Gunn to kind of just put the spotlight on that sort of genre.
yeah, hell yeah.
And I appreciate it. I mean, because it's like I said, I've never been like a hair metal band fan, but I appreciate talent where there is talent. Like if you're musically talented and you can do the shit, like that's the reason why you're good. Like that's why you have people looking at you is because you actually have, artistic talent. Like
Yeah.
art, like real art will get people looking at you. Like that's what, like if you were like an AI something like, people are gonna be like, dude, people are gonna spot that shit. And
Hmm.
like that's why it's just like, when it comes to, painting, music, poetry or what have you, all that stuff, people can recognize, when it's got soul and when it doesn't. And
Authenticity, yeah, man.
right, authenticity. So I really, really appreciated it. And I was just thinking, I was just like, if someone gave me this CD, I'd fucking put it on and I'd listen to it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
dude, it's a good playlist. I have it on Apple Music. I'm sure it's on Spotify. I think you're a Spotify guy. But yeah,
Mhm.
Nick, we got about 5 minutes left on our recording
Oh,
time.
all right.
Any
Let's do our. Okay, so let's rank it
well,
most. Let's do the mostly wizard, and then let's do our what we want to see made into a movie.
all right, cool. So let me pull up the list. I still have not done a graphic yet. So uh season two of Peacemaker, in my opinion, was kind of wizard. Pretty
Oh,
low.
I'm gonna give it a mostly wizard. I was gonna give it a wizard, but I'm gonna give it a mostly wizard.
That's fair. That's fair. So we got about a 2.5 average there. Yeah, I was mostly wizard throughout the whole season. It went wizard beginning of the season, mostly wizard through mid, and then yeah, that finale just got me at a kind of wizard overall.
The only thing I really wish would have happened because when she said to Chris is like, he goes, "What did it mean to you?" And she's like, "It meant everything to me, you idiot." I mean, I wish they would have like had like a shared kiss or something like that. But
Yeah.
that's just me. I'm romantic, like
Oh, I
what.
like that. I like it.
But
I thought it played out well. You know, there's a future to that relationship, but now she apparently she doesn't know that he's been taken. I
oh
watched
yeah,
the the podcast, and James Gunn is adamant that she Harcourt does not know that he is in another dimension right now.
no, but none of them do.
So
But um, okay, movies that I think should be remade into something. Um, Flight of the Navigator.
I've never seen the original.
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Oh, okay. Oh, so Pee Wee Herman, Paul, I forgot his last name.
Paul Rubens.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. He's the voice of the computer. It is a alien ship that comes back from the future and then picks up the kid and then takes the kid into the future, and then he has to figure out a way how to get back. But it's awesome. It's
That little alien thing looks like one of those imps from the Candyland world.
yeah, I think it's like from 82 or 83 or something like that.
All
Um,
right, yeah, whatever. I would
but
watch it. I might rewatch. I might fall asleep to this tonight.
you can have the girls watch that movie. The movie's great. I mean, I guarantee you, if you talk to Manny about it, she's seen the movie. Manny's a movie aficionado.
Aficionado. So, am I supposed to come up with a movie that I want
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
remade?
Come on with the movie. Yeah, go on.
Um, all right. I want McDonald's and Coca-Cola to team up once again
Yes.
and produce, not Mac and Me. Is that where you thought I
Oh,
was
I thought
going?
they were gonna say Mac and
No,
Me.
not Mac and Me, but Santa Claus the movie. Santa Claus the movie, 1980-ish, 85-ish. Yeah, big like corporatized. I think Pepsi was in there, or no, it was either Coca-Cola or Pepsi, one of the two. But it was a really cool like movie about the origin of Santa Claus and the elves and stuff. And with, we're getting into the fall festivities with Halloween and all that. So looking forward to Christmas movies. Um, I would like to see that remade in like a like kind of dark and gritty in the beginning, like because it's like you old Norwegian tales, like Papa Noel, that sort of thing, and then he gets stranded in the North Pole and there's magic and all this stuff. So yeah, man, I would love to see Santa Claus the
Now I gotta
movie,
watch this. Wait, wait, sorry.
Santa
It's
Claus
called.
the movie 2026 or something
Wait,
like
wait.
that.
But what's the original? Santa Claus the movie like 1985 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch
it'll
it.
be like the Tron Ares of the Santa Claus movies, which that's the
Oh yeah,
next
Tron
movie.
came out, man. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
do you want to see that this
I
weekend or
do want
next?
to see that fucking movie.
I want to see it in the theater, IMAX, big screen, the biggest screen possible. So, yeah, let's go see that. We'll do that as our next episode.
Let's do it.
All right, Nick, that was a good episode. Kind of disappointing season of Peacemaker, but also really good installment of DCU. So looking forward to the future of that. Any closing remarks before we sign off?
Yeah, it is what it is. It was Peacemaker's a set up series for the universe. In my opinion, Peacemaker is by far the best like superhero series that I've seen, and I absolutely love it. I hate the way this has been. It is what it is. It's a setup series. It's a setup character, but I'm hoping James Gunn, and I think he will. He'll bring it around where Peacemaker plays like such a bigger role, or you know what I mean, like
Somehow, yeah.
somehow something like that, and either that or just continue the series, like doing like street level stuff or mid level stuff that like the Justice League doesn't want to take care of, but yeah. So, all right, everybody. Like Billy said at the beginning, like and subscribe. We do
Right.
appreciate it. And give us a comment. If you're a troll, go ahead and troll us. We don't care. We want to know what we're doing wrong. We enjoy your input. Wink, wink. So, see you next time. Hopefully, we'll be talking about some Tron stuff
Yeah, man. All right. Peace.
later.